Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing into part 5 of What If Future Supreme Kai saved Future Gohan. If you haven't seen part 4, there's a title card where you can go check it out and see what happened in the last part. But today we'll be going into the Moro arc. Will the group be able to stop Moro? How will they get to the help of Majin Buu? Will the training Broly has been getting would help out the group? Also, I'm on a Discord for anyone who wants to join and talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. Maybe give out some of your own what if ideas and maybe in the future I could do them. Check the link down in the description down below. Without further ado, let's dive into part 5 of What If Future Supreme Kai saved Future Gohan. The Saiyans gathered up at the Capsule Corp and joined the Galactic Patrol. Broly, Vegeta, Gohan, and Trunks all went to the Supreme Kai planet. Gohan will go down to speak to Supreme Kai to see if they still have the egg that contained Majin Buu, which he does as he's never got a chance to destroy the egg. As then Miras of the Galactic Patrol asked if they could bring out Buu, as he is their key to defeat the prisoner named Moro. At first Supreme Kai said no, as he did not want to release a big threat out in the world. But then Elder Kai cuts in explaining the past of how the other Kais did stop Moro millions of years ago, and how the great Lord of Lords was the one that was able to seal Moro with his godlike powers to imprison Moro. Now with the history of Buu, and how he absorbed every Kai, he would have the godlike power of the great Lord of Lords. So their only hope would be to have Buu stop Moro. He then asks how would they be even able to have Buu help if he's supposed to be evil. Miras says there is a person that they could ask who has the knowledge of everything in their universe. They go meet Master Zuno to ask him about their question. Miras would ask if there is any way they could separate the great Lord of Lords from Majin Buu. He would explain there is a technique in a planet called Yardred that is called Force Spirit Fission, which grants the power to split the fusion of a being. After hearing this, they would depart to planet Yardred and meet the Yardradians, as Miras explains to Elder Paivara the situation and needs their help. He says he can teach them the technique, but Miras says that the group, they would need to split up with 2 of them staying here to learn a technique, while the rest would go face Moro and try to hold them off. Gohan and Trunks would be the ones to stay, as Broly and Vegeta would head with the rest to stop Moro. So the group would begin heading out as the Supreme Kai could sense Moro, as he and the 2 Saiyans would Kai onto the planet Namek. Vegeta and Broly would be ready to face Moro, but Vegeta would go first, this time having the huge character development he had in this arc. The fight would go on as it did normally, with Moro absorbing life on the planet until the point where both Broly and Vegeta could no longer grow Super Saiyan, and they get beat by Moro. 3 days later, they are taken care of by the Namekians, but they say ever since they have been knocked out, Moro has been trying to collect the Dragon Balls. It's Supreme Kai and Miras. When they were defeated, the Supreme Kai quickly teleported back to Miras to get him to teleport him to the Namek. They all sense Moro heading in this direction, and they both prepare to face him. Miras helps out a little with trapping him, but yet again, the 2 Saiyans can't do much with Moro absorbing their strength. Broly gets an idea and uses the last of his energy to create Destruction Ki, as he shoots it at Moro. It does heavily damage him, but he uses the remaining strength to absorb the energy of the planet, and then he got a younger look, as the wish for him to gain his magical abilities came back, and he grew much stronger. He would head over and kill the Frieza soldier to make his second wish, and then leave, and even this time manages to escape. With Moro gone, and them having no clue where he went, everyone retreats back to think about what to do. They decide that they need to head back to Earth, but Broly would go back to Beerus' planet, as the destruction power he had was useful in the battle against Moro, and if he could learn how to control it more, then maybe he could be able to defeat Moro. They would still have the 2 months they did before Moro would attack Earth. Vegeta, with Goku Jr., Piccolo, and the Earthlings all began training for when Moro would try to invade the Earth, while Broly continued to learn the power of destruction, and while Gohan and Trunks continued their training on Yardred. The 2 months went by rather quickly, and Moro reveals what his second wish was. He released all the prisoners of the Galactic Patrols, and they started invading Earth. But this time, even though they have less fighters protecting the Earth, they are much stronger, especially since Piccolo has his orange form, and the Earthlings actually achieved the beast form during the 2 months of training. Problems started to show when a fighter called Android 73 arrived, and then started fighting the Z fighters, but this time they did not know about his ability to copy other abilities, and this took a turn for the worse after he copied the ability of a stronger Piccolo, and it was bad as the android grew stronger. And what made the situation worse was that Moro arrived. The humans stayed to fight the android, while Vegeta, Goku Jr., and Piccolo went to fight off Moro. Even though they have him with the amount of fighters, he is still absorbing the planet's energy, which makes him grow stronger and the fighters weaker. Goku Jr. gets a rage boost and goes to rush at Moro, but even then it does nothing as Moro grabs Goku Jr. and begins draining his life energy. Piccolo seeing this, he rushes over to Moro, but he is stabbed right in the chest by Moro with ease as he falls down. Vegeta watches as he isn't sure what to do, until Moro is kicked and sent flying crashing into the mountain, as Gohan and Trunks return with an extra fighter, being the Great Lord of Lords. During the ending of the 2 months, they managed to learn Force Spirit's Fission, and then began working on splitting the Great Lord of Lords out of Boo's body. It was extremely hard and it took some time, but they did manage to be able to split the two apart, and once they did, they immediately all began to head towards Earth to stop Moro. Krillin quickly gave some sensu beans to Gohan so that he could give it to his son and Piccolo. The Great Lord of Lords says that he will handle Moro, but they would need to figure out a way to stop the android. Everyone began jumping Android 7-3, but once he began losing, 7-3 switched to Moro's ability, which slowly the fighters would have their energy begin to being absorbed. Gohan and Trunks would try to use their new ability that they just learned, but it did not work as 7-3 was just an android rather than a living body. Quickly, Trunks thought of a plan and used the ability on himself so that 7-3 could not absorb his own energy, and quickly Gohan would do the same. They have their brawl with Android 7-3 and started off with having the edge against him. But slowly, during the battle, Android 7-3 would grow stronger and stronger. Meanwhile, with Moro and the Great Lord of Lords, their fight mainly had the Battle of Magic. Their fight was similar to the one they had many years ago, as Moro tried his hardest as he did not want to get trapped like he did, as the Great Lord of Lords tried to use his best to use all of his godlike abilities to seal Moro away, but then soon realizes that Moro grew too strong, that his magic won't work like it did back then. Once Moro realizes this, he quickly grew cocky and rushed down the Great Lord of Lords and started beating on him. The others soon seen this, and then Gohan and Trunks grew furious, powering up to their full power into their beast form, and together they perform a Senko at Android 7-3. They used the Kai Kai to get up close to him so that they could not absorb their power, and together they completely erased Android 7-3 with their attack. They quickly move on to help out the Great Lord of Lords, as they both use the Force Spirit Fission technique to begin sucking out all the power that Moro absorbed to go back to his original place, making him much weaker. Even with him trying to absorb more energy, they would just bring it back to its source. Without Android 7-3, Moro could not absorb him, permanently have his perfect form, so he would be stopped here. After he was weak enough, the Great Lord of Lords sealed him away once again so that he wouldn't be able to use his magic nor break out of prison. Once Moro was captured, they gathered up the rest of the prisoners to put them back in jail, and then the Galactic Patrol also rewards the fighters for helping them with taking down Moro and bringing the prisoners back. They would return back to Earth to continue their life, with them Broly showing up pretty late to the party and learning about the defeat of Moro and apologizes for not showing up in time. But he is glad that they managed to stop Moro themselves, as he wasn't so sure how his new power would help, as he isn't too confident that he could control it as well. Everyone is wondering about the new power that he has achieved, as they all think that he didn't even need to be more powerful than he already is. Vegeta is hearing this and he wants to go back to Beerus' planet to continue on with his training, and after having to deal with a threat so major that they both almost lost, Trunks and Gohan will return to Beerus' planet to continue on with their training in case of any future strong foe to ever pop up to threaten the universe. And that's where we're gonna leave it off for now. Tell me what you think about the 5th part and how I did with the Moro arc. What do y'all think the new form Broly got? How would the next 2 arcs go down? Will the Z fighters be able to be strong enough to face them? What could have happened differently? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. If y'all enjoyed and interested, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Thank y'all so much for watching. We are close to 5,000 subscribers. When we hit that mark, I'll be posting a special. And also, I'll probably start streaming some Dragon Ball Z games because I've been really wanting to stream, on this channel. So when we hit that goal, a new special, and I'll start streaming me playing some of those Dragon Ball Z games. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next part. See ya!